Oh, don't mind me. I was just listening to my Sony Walkman. Yes, the Sony Walkman, the NW-A50, a dedicated music player. You could even say it was born for music. Wait, no, that's Fia. What makes this a dedicated music player? The fact that it does literally nothing else. It only plays music. Now back then, we had it right. You had a headphone jack at the top of your little device, and then everything was a music player. Now, this has like no storage at all, especially in comparison to this guy. This one at least has micro SD. You could make it as much storage as you really wanted. Right now, I have 4,491 songs. The list goes on forever. This is an older Sony Walkman. It's the NW-A50 series. I don't even know which version we're on now, but these guys run just regular old Android now. So when I was in the market for a music player, I wanted something not running regular old Android because I use regular old Android, and at that point, why would I even want a separate music player when I could just do the same thing on my phone? That's where this guy comes in. Prior to this, I had a FIO M11, and that thing was crazy. It had a volume wheel on the side. It had like 3, I think, headphone ports, 2.5, classic 3.5, and then whatever that bigger size is called. It had all that. It was awesome. One issue, it ran Android, and it ran it really poorly. It was slow, and it was an outdated version of Android, and it just was like, why would I even want this when my phone can do the same thing? Now granted, my phone doesn't have a headphone jack, or at least it used to have a headphone jack. That was until I broke it. Yeah, I went from my FIO M11 to this Sony NW-A50 to just straight up a Sony Xperia. Maybe one day I'll talk about this phone. I love it. It is perfect. It is the phone for me. But I cracked it, and now the screen doesn't work, and so I'm back to the old Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 4. You can see why I use this phone. Headphone jack and micro SD. This thing was killer. It ran a more up-to-date version of Android. It was better. It did everything this can, but better. And it was a phone too. It was, oh man, the battery. I'm getting sidetracked. So why the Walkman? Why the NW-A50? Well, it's because I broke my phone.
I hate my life and I wanna die. I ain't got no iPhone.
I was getting a lot of use out of it as my music player, but now that I don't have it and I'm back to using my Z Flip, I need a portable music player. So we're back to the NW-A50. Like I said, I've had it for a while. I traded in my FIO M11 and bought this instead. Since I've got it, I added the Bright mod by MrWalkman. This thing just looks so cool. I have the red version of it. It is so premium looking. Now, I got the red version. It's kind of more like a orangey kind of color. Here's orange in comparison. Yeah. So, not very red. Now over here, real buttons. That's something that my Xperia doesn't have that I wish it did, but that's a phone. This is a portable music player. You got your power button. What the fuck? You got your power button. You got your volume up and down, forward, play, pause, backward, and you got a hold switch. It's super small, super portable, and pocketable. Here it is again compared to my Sony Xperia, which is not a great point of reference. This is a very small phone. Now, while we're admiring how portable and high quality it looks, there's one real big nasty issue. Ooh, what is that? Yeah. It has a proprietary charger. It has this absolutely heinous charger. Already right off the bat, pretty big points against this, especially coming from a FIO M11 where that was just regular old USB-C. That was originally one of the reasons why I had switched from my Sony Walkman to my Sony Xperia was the charger. For as portable as this is, it immediately loses all portability because I have to take its charger with it. Now I've seen somebody's made a USB-C cable for it where it has this kind of thing going on, but then at the bottom you can plug in a USB-C. Nah. I would like one day to see someone mod in USB-C to here. The newer Sony Walkman models do have USB-C, but they run Android, and I imagine they probably run Android pretty damn slowly. They're also not phones, and while I like that no one can call you on this, I just want to take one kind of device with me. So this kind of does it all. So yeah, the charging port sucks.
Fuck you!
Proprietary is lame. Battery life, it does work. It does its job well, especially if you're just listening to music. I imagine you're probably not going to be using it too much. Now let's turn this guy on and take a real look at it. So over here, when you turn the hold switch on, the touch panel is disabled. You can't accidentally press anything. That's a pretty cool feature. Right here on top, you click it, boom, volume controls. Or you can use the buttons on the side. Now, my M11 had an actual scroll wheel, and that was real cool. You could get super precise with it. It was quick if you wanted it to, slow and steady if you needed it. It was great. But this gets the job done. And having them labeled, very nice. You don't gotta guess where the buttons are. You can feel it out because of the shape of the buttons. Now let's take a better look at the UI itself. Over here you got your shuffle button. You know, it shuffles it. There's not much to it. That's one very nice thing though. Whatever algorithm for shuffling Spotify uses, it is absolutely just dog water. The worst shuffling ever. To call it even shuffling is a complete and total misnomer. This has really good shuffling. That's one dub of the Sony Walkman. And over here, you have this cool little visualizer. Now this is the, I guess you would call it the library button, and it gives you a bunch of different options. Up here, you got the USB DAC function, which is so cool. You plug it into your computer, boom, DAC. You plug it into your phone, DAC. Over here you have Bluetooth receiver. You can send out whatever signal from, let's say, maybe your phone to this guy and plug in your headphone jack right here. You're golden. It's really cool that they have that feature added to this. That's a feature you would see more in something like the FIO BTR3K. The DAC function is super cool. It's like something you would see out of the FIO Q3. The Walkman, it's its own music player. It's also a USB DAC. It's also a wireless DAC. It does all of this, all in here. Very function-rich player. It has a very clean UI. Super simple to navigate, and it has a real ease of use. The albums button.
Oh my God!
I hate how it organizes your music. It does it completely alphabetically by the name of the album. So, One by the Beatles is the first thing that comes up. 187 Lockdown, 21, 22, 31 Minutes of Takeoff. And it just keeps going like that. So a lot of the times when you're scrolling through this, you're going, oh yeah, Chicago, cool. Wes Atlas, okay, the Bee Gees, Limp Bizkit. You see the issue here. It does not make sense at all to organize it like that, but the worst thing is not giving you the option. Options don't hurt nobody. It would have been very easy for them to just give you the ability to sort by album artist, so you would be like, oh, here's all the albums by the Strokes in alphabetical order. Then you would get the White Stripes, all in alphabetical order, and it would be like that. It makes more sense that way, to me at least. But better than both of those would be to just give you the option. Real lame on Sony's part for not doing that.
This sucks.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. If you know the name of the album you're looking for, or if you know exactly what you want, then perfect. If you're just scrolling, looking for something to play, it's a little annoying. The playlist function, it takes forever. We're gonna do a little example of trying to make a playlist on this Sony Walkman. Click the three dots, then add to playlist. We're gonna do new playlist. Now we gotta wait. Nope, do not turn off the power. Added to test. Let's scroll through. And since it's not organized by artist, you're just gonna have to suffer through this. So do K. Add to playlist. Scroll through. There we go. Test. Nope, do not turn off the power. And it does that every single time. Let's do the entirety of Discovery. Add to playlist. Scroll down to test. It's a little annoying how slow it is, but it's not the worst thing ever. But if you're trying to do this on the fly, good luck. You can turn the Bluetooth audio on. So yeah, you can use Bluetooth headphones on this. So you could do headphone jack, or you could do Bluetooth. It even has NFC.
Dude, that's a fucking Ambio.
I don't know what NFC does on this, but it has it. An artist list display, you can do it by album artist or by song artist. So thank you for the options with that. Now, back to actually using this device. Let's click play. And I have direct sound on. And what it does is no EQ, no effects, nothing, just straight what the song is to your headphones. So let me turn this off, and you got an equalizer. You can click here to adjust, and you can click through each point, and you can go up or down or whatever. And then you click complete, and it saves it. Dynamic normalizer. This one's actually really useful because sometimes you'll be listening to something like, I don't know, you'll be listening to the Beatles, and then next you're listening to the White Stripes, and you're like, Jesus Christ, this is the quietest music ever recorded. So this helps to keep everything all consistent throughout. Vinyl processor. It is what it is. When you use it, it plays back whatever music you're using as if you were playing it on a turntable. So it gives you that warm kind of sound from, you know, a record player. You can select different types. You could do arm resonance, turntable resonance, or surface noise. I don't like using this. I don't know if I couldn't even tell you if it's really that accurate or not, but like, I don't like listening to records. I have a couple and I have a record player, but I'm not too big of a fan of that. I like listening to CDs. I like listening to the raw file of the music. I'm not too big on records, so not something that I personally would use. But yeah, pretty easy to navigate. Swipe up, you go back to the library. Swipe down, you're back to your music. Go over to the left, you got the play queue. So yeah, for all intents and purposes, this is awesome. This is what everybody should want, right? I like it. Honestly, a lot of these things really make me mad, and so to me, this thing kind of fucking sucks, but I like it. It's so cool having a little dedicated music playing device, all of it stored on here, but this thing is so inconvenient. Really, this kills it. Stop having fun, no more fun allowed, all because of this. There's just little annoying things in the UI. I don't know if you notice, not every single album that I have on here has album art. I couldn't tell you what's wrong with the songs. They're just like everything else on here. It's just not very easy to understand what to change about the music to make it have the album art or anything like that. It's just little things like that that are just really frustrating about this thing. On top of that, while the battery is good enough for listening to music, it has already went down since we started recording this. It might be good for some people, might be awful for others. The only real reason I'm using it right now is because my phone doesn't work anymore. If this thing was still up and kicking, forget it. This thing in a box somewhere, enjoying its retirement. My phone, it does what this does, but so much better. It's so much easier to use. It's a lot more portable. It doesn't use a stupid proprietary cable. The only real thing you're missing is, it would be cool to have some buttons on the side, but this isn't a music player. It is a phone. So yeah, you take some, you lose some, but overall, it's pretty good, and for someone out there, this might be the perfect music playing device for them, but not for me. I would like eventually to try some other music players, maybe some newer FiO stuff, maybe the Hibby, the Skibby, whatever.
Please, shibby.
Whatever the hell, one of those music players could be interesting. For my temporary music playing device, it'll suffice. That's all really I had to say about it. Thank you guys for watching, and I guess I'll see you in the next one. Bye!